It's yet another beautiful week, and I hope you had an amazing week. We are drawing nearer and nearer to the end of the year, and it's my prayer that God will carry us through safely to the very end, and at the end, we shall all be counted, and none of us shall be missing. Once again, it's your favorite program, Empowerment Hour, on Today Ghana News TV, the web TV for best programs. We are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and also via Twitch on satellite for those in the Eastern European countries. We are also on Anchor FM. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow our Facebook page, Today Ghana News TV, to receive prompts anytime we are live. Before we go into our conversation, just to remind you that Authentic Sales, which is an online sales business that offers you quality products at affordable prices, is associated with Empowerment Hour Show. For your original Apple products ranging from iPhones, chargers, AirTags, phone cases, iWatch, etc., as well as your fashion wares, kindly contact them on 020-800-2854. The quality of your product purchase is guaranteed and assured with Authentic Sales. All right. Also, thanks to Taylor and the Cobbler for great deals and instant deliveries on your quality office shoes, boots, leather clutches, and bags. Do not hesitate to reach out to them on 0279-214846 or on Instagram via the handle Thailand_the_Cobbler. Afrani's Cuisine offers real good and tasty food. For your homemade food, shuttle, catering, and event services, look no further. Reach out to them on 073-070-44120. And thanks to the Links Cosmetology Training Institute for associating with Empowerment Hour Show. For all your hair designs, haircuts, makeup, Brazilian waxing, manicure and pedicure, as well as your beauty needs, do all to contact them on 055-7089-324 and on Facebook or Instagram via the handle The Links. The Links Cosmetology Training Institute. We have a passion for your hair care. Agbozo Herbal Clinic treats prostate enlargement, premature ejaculation, erectile dysfunction, candidiasis, that's white, and pulse, what we know as cocoa. You can visit them at 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. from Mondays to Saturdays and from 12 to 5 p.m. on Sundays. For further enquiries, please contact them on 0241-750-282 or 055-740-2696. Agbozo Herbal Clinic. No man has an expiry date. Tonight, I would want us to quickly zoom into the discussion so we can exhaust all the substantive issues within the 1 hour duration that is allocated to us. And to our cherished viewers, do not hesitate to send in your comments and questions in the comment section. On Empowerment Hour Show tonight, I have my own daddy in the Lord, who is an inspiration to myself and many others. A very humble man of God, yet filled with the Holy Spirit and with power. He is the founder and leader of Rescue Gospel Chapel International Revival Center, and he is in the person of Reverend Michael Kwekudako. Daddy, I salute the grace and anointing of God on your life. You are welcome to Empowerment Hour Show.
Thank you. God bless you.
Daddy, please, if you can kindly click on the microphone so that you would unmute yourself. I think I cannot hear you. Kindly click on the microphone sign to unmute so that we can hear you.
Okay.
So as Daddy is on, I would want to proceed by introducing our other guest for tonight, our other panelist for tonight. I also have with me a very good friend of mine who has been of massive help to me in charting my student leadership path. He calls me his political daughter. Okay, so I have Kojo Dankwa. That's his name, and he's an immediate past member of Get Fund Board, the former member of Eugene Security Board, as well as the CEO of KB Edu Consult and youth activist. I guess from this latter portfolio, you understand why he refers to me as his political daughter. In fact, I'm just one of the many political daughters and sons that he has. Kojoban, you are welcome to Empowerment Our Show.
Thank you, Ahenewa, and I'm grateful.
Great. Okay, and also I have with me Mr. Bafo Ajiman. He's also a media personality that is based in UK. And we are very glad to have him here tonight. You are welcome, Mr. Bafo Ajiman.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay. So I would want us to quickly zoom into the discussion. And tonight we'll be speaking on a very sensitive topic. That's an overview of LGBTQIA+ issues, taking a look at the various perspectives. Okay, so we were hoping to get a legal luminary and a member of the LGBTQIA sect to join us in the discussion and share their perspectives, but unfortunately, that couldn't be possible. However, I trust that our panelists would be able to exhaust all the details within their capacity. So quickly, let's zoom into the conversation. Mr. Bafwajiman, I know that you have followed the news lately, and then you've seen a sudden uprise of issues relating to LGBTQIA+ in Ghana and even across the globe. Can I have your take on it?
Well, you're right. I have watched and listened in horror as these so-called LGBT whatever people are being hounded in our country. And it is sad that 2021, somewhere in the world, people prioritize such thing as value and something that we should die or live for. I think the whole thing is being exploited by politicians to make themselves popular and to win elections, because they know that in Ghana, things like that, you can incite people against something that is not even there, something that does not even exist. When we were little, we were told stories about Imotia, Mame Wata, and so on and so forth. And we passionately believed they were, but sadly, we grow and then we realize those things were not actually there. And this is exactly the same thing we're talking about here. The so-called LGBTQ plus whatever, and its resurrection or taking over Ghana, or the people of Ghana are being asked to become, or people of Ghana are being asked to accept and to practice. It's actually overblown. It is something that we should just leave and let them live, indeed, if they are there, if they exist, because it's nothing anybody could do about somebody who is actually gay. You cannot do anything about it. They are everywhere. They are in every society, and they are very, very small in number. Indeed, they form a very, 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 very tiny number of people in every society, and you can't do away with them. They are minority groups, and I think what they are doing in Ghana is quite unfortunate. As a Ghanaian, watching and listening and seeing this thing being blown out of proportion is horrifying. But I think something could be done.
Okay, so all right, thank you so much for your view on that. So do you support the bill that has been passed in Parliament, in the Parliament of Ghana, regarding this whole LGBTQ issue? No. And do you think indeed there will be a point in time where it may be legalized? Do you think so?
The issue of, let me start from, I don't know where to start from, but probably let me start from the so-called bill in Parliament. Indeed, That thing is just a witch hunt, right?
Okay.
To make some politicians popular in our country. Okay, there's no need for that. That is not one of Ghana's pressing issues at the moment. The first quarter of this year alone, over 3,000 people were killed on our roads. Over 3,000 people were killed on our roads. Okay, poverty is endemic in our country. Everything you see, everywhere you look, every corner of Ghana, you find problems. LGBTQ plus whatever, it's not part of it. I live in Ghana most of my, young life, from primary school all the way to maybe university when I was 20 something. In my whole area, there were only 2 people who were suspected so-called gay. Just 2. Okay? And we live with them. We were very happy. They were happy. We live alongside each other. Today, if I ask a Ghanaian living in Ghana, do you know anybody that is gay? They tell me, no, we don't know any. Have you, over the past 1 month, do you know somebody that has died? Yes, I know. What killed that person? Well, accident. So we are more likely to be affected by road accident. Okay? We are more likely to be affected by poverty and tontum, malaria, and so on. Okay? Than so-called LGBTQ, whatever. But because Ghana have something they call values and whatever, with extreme religion, trying to force its way into everybody's heart and mind. If you want to be popular, if you want to become a president of Ghana, all you need to say is, I hate gay people. All you need to say is, when I come, it will be illegal. All you need to say is, I will arrest all of them and put them in prison. People will vote for you. But it's just sad. Politicians should leave. They should leave that thing alone. Leave the problem that we have in Ghana. They should lead us in solving those problems. That is not one of them. That isn't one of them. Corruption. Look at recently the so-called district assembly elections. And this has been the case for many, many years. All regimes, all president, all government. You nominate someone and the person go to pay a bribe to the local assembly members, right? Because and the media somehow will be discussing it. Oh, the money that you paid wasn't enough. That is why they didn't vote for you. Police actually go there to guard paying and taking of bribes and then so-called elections. They don't know that they should have been arresting the so-called nominee. They don't know. They didn't know that they should be arresting all the assembly members. They have no idea. The president doesn't know that corruption is going on right under his nose. He is not aware. The so-called special prosecutor is also on TV and radio talking about what he will do. He doesn't know that that is the first place he should be. He should be, he should be looking at. Things like this makes me sad as a Ghanaian. And then we switch the TV on and you're talking about LGBT. But I'm going to leave it for the other members of the panel to share their views. But for me, it's just unfortunate. It's just people just want to be popular using other people. There will be gay people on this earth. Whatever you do, no matter what, they will be gay.
Would you say that unnecessary attention is being given to this particular
extreme unnecessary attention? But they are doing so because, like I said, in Ghana, if you want to become popular, this is one of the things. Either you are highly tribalistic, you are extreme anti-gay, extreme and abnormal nationalistic. These things make you win election in Ghana because the people that vote in Ghana somehow don't know what is happening in the rest of the world. It's unfortunate, but there will be gay people on this earth. Okay, I know religion doesn't like it. I know some religion hate it, whatever. Yes, it's true. I understand. I don't support them. I don't agree with what they do. If my son is, I will probably be having a word with him and say, look, consider thinking about it. But if he is, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. And this is what Ghana should think about. I heard one of our members of parliament, he said, if Westerners, the Western embassies in our country, British embassy, Germany, whatever, US and that embassies in our country, issue a visa ban on them, he will lead a demonstration to close all the embassies down. Look at this. Because of gay, we're going to close embassies down in our country. The people of Ghana should grow up. We need to realize that there are gays on this earth. They've been there since Sodom and Gomorrah, haven't they? The religious people will tell you. And they are still here. That means they have nowhere to go. We have to live with them. And this is what we need to do. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so a quick follow-up question, and then I'll move to our other panelists. Would you say that if the issue is not tackled at the onset, as we are actually giving it much attention and trying to put measures in place to regulate all this or to stop it, won't you agree to the fact that there's going to be a sudden uprise with these things and a lot of gay activities happening in public, juxtaposing this to our customs and our traditions, as well as our values as Ghanaians, to be specific?
No. The bill that is in Parliament is nothing to regulate. It is a witch hunt. It's to arrest people unnecessarily, intrude into people's private lives. It will cause chaos in our country. All what we need, because in Ghana, our policing system is very weak. The law enforcement is extremely weak. We saw it in Techimai, where a young man was dragged from his home, sent to a chief palace. A goat was slaughtered and when poured over his head, whatever, all because he's gay. These are violation of human rights. That bill is a total violation of right. Every right and freedom that our constitution guarantees, and our right as human beings, even if you don't have a constitution, our day-to-day life as a normal human being, that bill is going to make it difficult for all of us. If somebody comes to my home frequently, let's say a man comes to my house frequently, we sit down, we have beer, we drink, and then we talk, and we sit in my living room, and that somebody will come and say, "Oh, I suspect the two of you are gay, so I'm coming to check." This is where we are going. It's complete nonsense. Leave people alone. If someone is gay, there is nothing you can do. You cannot do anything. People don't just get people to become gay. People are born like that. You see, so the idea that if we don't check, there will be upsurge in whatever. Ask the people, the number of Ghanaians living in Germany. They went there, gay is completely normal thing there. How many of them have converted to become gay? How many? There is none. If you are not, you are not. I live here in the United Kingdom. Here, a man and a man can marry. I've never seen one before. Right? I've never seen one before. Indeed, I have so many friends. I have met Ghanaians here, whatever. I've not seen any Ghanaian because people can, man and woman can marry. We see upsurge in number of Ghana men marrying Ghana men. We don't see that here. It's just a small minority of people who are like that, born like that. They have excessive amount of whatever hormones in them that causes them to behave like that. And there's nothing you can do. We cannot kill them. So there's nothing like we regulate them. No, they are just normal people. I'm happy with the existing situation in Ghana where marriage somehow is a convention between a man and a woman. Let us just let that thing exist. And that is perfectly okay. We should not do like a man and a man come there to marry or whatever. No. But if a man and a man want to walk about in town, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing anybody should do. We should leave them alone. If a woman and a woman want to just walk about in town or go wherever they want to go and sit down, have, eat and gossip and whatever, there's nothing I can do. That is freedom. That is the freedom, the so-called freedom our country should guarantee. The bill in Parliament is just a witch hunt to make people popular. It states somewhere that if my son is gay and I do not actively get the person arrested and the police find out, I should be prosecuted for that. This is complete nonsense. Complete nonsense. They think they are in an island. They are not. We are part of the world. Okay? We need to live as common people with common sense. We need to act as people of common sense and be part of this global community where common sense matter. You cannot make laws that are like this and expect the rest of the world to exist with you. No, that won't happen. If they do this, I will support a ban on the travel of all our members of parliament, all members of government, all members of the opposition, all these so-called radio presenters that are championing and dehumanizing people that are gay. I'll support a visa ban on all of them so that they will live there and then do whatever they're doing there. And then if Muntaka want to close down the embassies in Ghana, close the US embassy, close the British embassy, close the German embassy, close all the embassies in Ghana, that's fine. Ghanaians will travel to South Africa to get visa. And then when you get to South Africa to travel to the embassy there to go and get visa, you realize the taxi driver driving you from the hotel or whatever to the embassy is actually gay. So what would you do? In South Africa, men are allowed to marry men. You know that? They do. And they are doing better than Ghana in economy. So let them close the embassies down. Probably when they do, they will live there. But one thing that we should remind Muntaka is the embassies there are serving our interest. We living here abroad, we contribute. We are the number one when it comes to Ghana's economy. If you put it sector by sector, our contribution in terms of money, goods and everything, we are number one. Indeed, you cannot count 10 houses in the streets in Accra, Kumasi, whatever. Every 10 houses you count, 8 of them were built by somebody living abroad. So those of us living abroad, we contribute enormously to the economy of Ghana, probably more than Muntaka. So if you want to shut us out, fine. But we won't let that happen. We will probably kick them out, and then have our freedom. Because Ghana doesn't belong to them. Ghana belongs to all of us. And gays are also Ghanaians, and we must exist with them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bafo Agyemang.
Thank you
for sharing your views regarding this very critical topic of discussion. I would want to move to Kojo Ba and then listen to his views as well. Welcome once again, Kojo Ba.
Thank you, Madam Mahina.
All right. So I would also want to give you that due opportunity to share with us your views or your take with regards to this sudden uprise of issues that are relating to LGBTQIA+.
Okay, thank you, Madam Mahina, once more. Good evening to your viewers and your listeners. Wow. I am astonished where I'm sitting. Our co-panelists have said quite a lot. And listening to him, it feels as if maybe we should have in Ghana a society where there are no set of rules or regulations that governs how we should operate. Maybe we should let everybody do whatever one chooses. So sitting here, if I want to take cocaine, I should be allowed to consume whichever amount of cocaine I so choose. After all, if I take cocaine, if anything happens to me, it's me that it disturbs. If I take whatever amount of Indian hemp or whatever substance, I mean, it's my right to want to take cocaine. It's my right to want to take any amount of drug I so choose. After all, it's not infringing on anybody's liberty. So why then am I being restricted from taking cocaine? Society, listening to him, it appears as though one must allow everybody do what anybody wants to do. Really, is that how a society should be run? Is that how a country should be governed? That everybody should be allowed to do whatever the person so choose? So as we speak, I'm speaking from Germany. Why am I not being allowed to marry my mom, for example, if I so chooses? I should be allowed to marry my mom after all, it's my right. If my mom wants to marry me, why should somebody stop my mom from marrying me? If I want to marry my sister or my brother, anybody for that matter, why should anybody care? After all, it doesn't affect anybody, if that's what we are saying in that sense. I mean, if I want to marry 10 wives in Germany, in the United States, whichever country, I should be allowed to marry the number of wives I want to, as long as the women don't have a problem with me marrying them. If that is how we are saying society should be governed. But clearly, there are a set of defined rules, that governs how things must operate. And in each country give unto themselves a set of rules that they call constitution. It is the people that give unto themselves those set of rules to govern their operations, and they call it a constitution. Each country have its own set of rules that they use in governing their operations. And Ghana as a country, we've given unto ourselves a constitution that we are operating with. I mean, the most recent one is the 1992 constitution. And in that constitution, we as a people gave to ourselves, we have said that homosexuality, which is classified as, unnatural carnal knowledge, is a criminal offense. Unfortunately, at the time, one could not fathom in Ghana that the issue of LGBT was going to be one issue that was going to be a challenge to the state. And so society evolves as new problems emerge, as society faces new set of problems, they amend their rules and their laws to conform with society. And, listening to this whole debate about LGBTQ, the proponents for this act say it's people's human right. Of course, all human rights have limitations. There's no absolute right. All human rights have limitations. And so that is why people's rights can be curtailed by courts of law. As a matter of fact, in the United States, people's rights can be curtailed by a court, and a court can even say the human life itself can be taken through a court judgment. And so rights in themselves are not absolute. And so to say that, well, because one has a certain human right, people should be allowed to do whatever they so choose, for me, it's unfortunate. And I have observed rather a very disturbing trend. Those of us who are privileged enough to travel abroad to come and study here and do other things, sometimes think that by seeking to proclaim as though we are pro LGBT, make us cool and make us look modernized and make us look, jaja and what have you. But that's not it. If you have observed closely, most of those leading the charge, we call them the 18 who sent a petition to Parliament against the bill that has been sponsored by members of Parliament. Most of them have had some sort of education or studying abroad. And so their interaction with some of the people here in this community make them feel like, after all, we live with them. What they forget is that Britain as a state, as a country, USA as a country, have their own way they want to live. Some years back, the United States didn't allow these things until their Supreme Court brought some ruling that allowed these things to happen. We in Ghana as a country are saying at this point in time that the acts of these people can affect the very moral conscience of our society, and so we don't want it. And there's a time I heard one of the professors, is it Professor Gajekpo, one of the proponents of the anti-LGBT memorandum sent to Parliament, saying that they should cut their noise. She told one of the hosts, they should cut their noise, and if the bill is passed, they were going to go to the Supreme Court to get it overturned, and that the voice of the people doesn't matter in all of this, that even if all of Ghanaians are against it, as long as a portion of the bill is against the Constitution itself, it can be declared null and void by the Supreme Court if they go to the Supreme Court. What they fail, and Professor Gajeko and her group fail to realize, is that even the Constitution of the Republic itself is a document that was given birth to by the people. And you see, in our Constitution, it's stated clearly in Chapter 1 of the Constitution. And I would beg to quote that portion of the Constitution to your listeners. And it says, Chapter 1 of the Constitution, it says that the sovereignty of Ghana resides in the people of Ghana, in whose name and for whose welfare the powers of government are to exercise in the manner and within the limits laid down in this Constitution. So clearly, the sovereignty of the state resides in the people. And so if today the people says they want that Constitution to be reviewed, not just amended. I want to move from amendments, because you see, an amendment may have to go through the parliament, a parliament amended bill. The people can, through petition, led by all the groupings, which makes up over 95% of the Ghanaian population, send a petition to the president and ask that this issue be put to a vote through a referendum and a decision making by the people. And once that, I can assure you, if this is put to a vote, you would have an overwhelming majority of the Ghanaian people choosing to review and amend any entrenched provision in our constitution itself, not through parliament. And so if the people says that they want this constitution reviewed, they can get it reviewed. And so they should not, take the people for granted and say the people do not matter in this whole debate. The people matter. And so I have a word of caution for Professor Gajepo and the proponents of this bill. Akuto Ampao, a member of my own political party, but on this issue, I think he's on the wrong side of the debate. And you would find that history will not judge him favorably on this issue. And you see, there's a very interesting and very worrying trend with this whole LGBT thing that must be watched. Just a few years down the line, myself with a few friends of mine went to meet this big man who's a former chairman of Kumasa Santa Kotoko Football Club. We went to have a discussion. Just after that discussion, this man then said, you know what, guys, this is a conversation I want us to have. And we're interested. I said, look, it's a conversation that has a lot of money around it. We said, okay, we want to hear. Of course, everybody likes money. Then he said, look, the issue of LGBT, have you heard of it? At the time, it hadn't become an issue in Ghana. I said, oh, yes, we've heard around it, but it's not an issue we are really interested in it. Then he said, look, it is a low-hanging fruit. And any group come together quickly and form itself as a civil society that will push this. I can tell you, I will lead you to the embassies and to various leadership and various groups who are prepared to sponsor them. And you can make quick money out of it. You don't need to be for the cause. You don't need to be a supporter of it. All you need to do is to come together as a group to promote this cause. And you're going to have so much money. And so it's a low-hanging fruit that I'm imploring you guys to go and think about it and give me feedback. Then I had this facial thing on. What's this man saying? Then one of my friends stepped on my leg not to react. So after we left, we're having a bit of a discussion. And I was like, really? What did he mean by that? So he's seeking to come and promote this thing here solely for purposes of financial gain? Mm-hmm. Then one of my friends said, this thing, if not for the social consequences that one is likely to have as a result of it promotion, he would have considered it. Then I was like, what does it mean? He's like, if you try to promote this thing in Ghana, the backlash and the consequences you are likely to suffer will be more catastrophic than the financial gain. And so that's something he can consider. What that clearly tells you is that if society keeps quiet, if the people in the country keeps quiet and they don't react to the attempt to push this what I call a foreign creed, which is un-Ghanaian, onto our society, then very soon, because of money, you would have a lot of people being advocates of these things, even though they may not assign with it. And so sometimes I'm not surprised when a lot of people say that they suspect some of these proponents of these things as people who have gone for money behind the scenes to come and promote this thing. Because personally, I can bear witness to an attempt to influence me to promote this cause some years back. And like I said, the person is a former, head of Kumasa Asante Koto Football Club. That's my darling club. And it's part of the problem. And so this is not just something that one can just take it lightly. It's not as if in the past we had heard some Kodubisia people doing their own thing. If that was the case, one would have had a problem. It's a deliberate attempt by people from the Western world to come and promote this thing and push it down our neck using a lot of money. And the people who are leading this charge, they have a lot of money, and so they are using money influence. I had earlier today, I had a conversation with a female friend of mine, and I asked her, so if you were offered $1,000 to do this thing, will you do it? Then she was like, Ghana is hard though. Maybe I'll consider it. Then I said, okay, what about if there was a law that said if you did that and you were caught, you could go to prison for up to 5 years? Is this something you consider? She said, for something that can land me in prison, I'm not sure I'd want to dare it. So clearly, what this tells you is that if there's a law which is a deterrent for the attempt to use money to influence people's behavior into something we call un-Ghanaian, then that way you know that you can have provision to deter that influence. That is why I am particularly in favor of the part of the law that is against the promotion, and the funding of this activity. I think that's where the biggest threat is. As for the people who are already into it, like Moses Fuamoni and the pastors have been saying, they can be giving counseling, they can be taken through a certain process of helping them come out. But there's a deliberate attempt with a lot of money to influence people into these acts. And if we sit down on concern, very soon we will not even realize that this is Ghana. And so my co-panelists will say that, how many people do we know in the society that are doing this? So should we wait till the whole society, gets turned around before we start complaining? And he forgets the health implication this comes with, particularly with the gay people. Imagine a man having this thing with a man, sometimes it's nasty, so I don't even want to call their name. And people having to wear pampers. Look, we live in a country where we're still struggling with even births for pregnant women. Okay, government out have tried their best, but problems of the society will not be solved in a day. And so, if you're living in a country where the health issues are such that we cannot even provide common basic amenities for our people, you want us to? I heard him quote and cite a litany of our problems in the country, and so he knows we have all these problems, and he wants us to add on to all these problems the challenges that come with things, where men have to now be wearing pampers and be adding to the burden on our health system. You heard the report from the AIDS Commission that men having sex with men is a bigger contributor of the problem we have in Ghana now with HIV/AIDS. And so is our co-panelists not disturbed about the trend? And so we cannot have a country where the society sits down unconcerned and allow everything go as he sought to suggest. And so, briefly, I'll take you through some of the challenges I cataloged. Apart from the health implication, I think one of the problems I can see with this whole debate back and forth and why this thing has even stayed on our airwaves for long is also lack of what I call firm political leadership and position. First, when this thing erupted first, it was President Mills that reacted. He was very firm and strong in his position at the time. I felt at the time he didn't think there was a need to pass a law because he didn't see it as a problem. I think that when it happened then, the late Professor Mills, may he so rest in peace, should have taken steps as the state to put in enactment, to put a stop to this thing, even proceeding once and for all. Then it happened under President Mohammed's tenure. Then he said the society is not a society that accepts that. Sometimes when they speak, they seem to sound as if they themselves, even if they are not for it, the society is not for it. They are not firm in their stance enough. I think the leadership of our society must be firm and explicit that, look, we as presidents, as leaders, are not there for ourselves. We are there to represent a certain society. And the generality of the society is opposed to this. President Mahama shouldn't have just ended it there. He should have proceeded and moved a step further to put this legislation before Parliament, pass it into law, and that would have ended the debate. And so I disagree with those who says, "Oh, why is Dr. Bawumia not speaking? Why is not speaking?" Well, President Mahama spoke some time back, but the point is, was he as strong and as firm as he was supposed to? It's interesting if you watch this whole debate, because I have observed President Mahama is going around doing his thank you tour. He has, smartly and deliberately avoided the subject. Meanwhile, this is the most topical issue in the whole of the country. President Mahama cannot say he's not heard this issue. He cannot say he doesn't know this is the issue. He's probably afraid because of the threat from the Western world maybe because he's looking up for some funds from some diplomatic community members. But if President Mahama has a stand on this, you see, there's one thing saying it will never become something under your tenure, something that the people don't accept. It's another thing saying, I support a legislation to put an end to it once and for all. And like the Pentecost chairman said, he said, look, and he was admonishing our good President Anado, that look, it is not enough to say it won't be, gays can marry under my tenure. We must move a step further and put a legislation in place that put an end to this thing. Because you see, we have Ghana as a state. Sometimes I don't want to bring in religion because the people who are advocating for this LGBT, they want to say, oh, this is not about religion. This is not about religion. And so I don't even want to make this thing about religion. But you have a country that's largely Muslims, Christians, and traditionalists. About 98% of our country is religious. They are either Muslims, Christians, or traditionalists. You have all ethnic groups in Ghana being against this thing. So the very fiber of our society itself is against it. And so what are laws? Laws are a set of rules and regulations that are put together by a group of people, in this case, people who find themselves in Ghana, to regulate their actions and to moderate the society in itself. And so if we as a people of Ghana, and in Ghana we have a majoritarian rule, says that, because the 1992 constitution itself was not passed by 100% through a referendum. It was passed by some 92 or 93% of the people. If you put this issue to a vote through a referendum today, I can tell you, you will have over 95% of the Ghanaian population voting for it. So if we as a people say this is what we want, we have our set of cultural laws, cultural norms and values is against this. Then why then should somebody coming from his country come and tell us how we should live? I mean, when I come into Germany, I'm sure if they allowed me, I'd love to marry about 3 people. But the German state says you cannot marry more than 1 person. It's against German law. If you do that, you go to jail. I must abide by their own set of rules. And so why are the diplomats in Ghana trying to tell Ghanaians how we should live in our own country? I think they should allow Ghanaians make for ourselves a set of rules that we want to use to govern our own operations. So moving from there, I'll proceed further and call on President Mahama to not put a blank eye to this issue and act as if he's not heard, because I'm sure he's heard. Through his campaign tour, he should be able to come out and make a pronouncement on this issue and state categorically that I support the bill before Parliament. He shouldn't only support the bill. As a matter of fact, he should declare to we as Ghanaians further that, look, should he, in the years to come, give him power, he's going to lead a charge to have an amendment to our constitution itself, a review to our constitution itself, and make Ghanaians decide on this matter through a referendum. And I can assure you, if we go through a referendum, we can make this an entrenched provision in our constitution. And that's what I'm urging the President Mahama to do. That's what I'm also urging our Pentecostal leadership and our various religious leadership in the Muslim society. They should
Great.
begin calling for a review of our constitution itself, and then including this in our constitution, a clause that makes the activities of this group that we as a people say we don't want become an entrenched provision, which can only be amended through a review of the constitution itself again. If at some point in time, 1,000 years later, the people of Ghana says, we as a people living in Ghana want to give unto ourselves a constitution that allows gay people to operate as gay people, that is what the people want. But laws must reflect the society. It must reflect the people who live in the society. It does not mean we hate people who are gays. Like Sam George rightly said, there are provisions in our constitution that in the act that has been, the bill that has been brought before Parliament, that actually says that people should not met out extrajudicial treatment to people who are found culpable of these things. They should give them to the police and let the law take its course. And I'll add my voice to those who say that, look, if people do these things and you find them, please don't manhandle them. Give them to the state actors. Let them go through the due process of law and let the law take its course. However, it is wrong for anybody to say that as a sovereign state, we do not have a right to give unto ourselves a set of laws and rules that governs how we want to live. And so, I know I can assure you, I think this issue, those who threaten that, oh, this law is passed, we'll go to Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is a creature of law, okay? The Supreme Court is a creature of law. And that law, which is the constitution that governs us, came to being because the people of Ghana wanted it. And the same people of Ghana can lead a movement and a charge and get this same law reviewed. And that is where I think the next debate should go. The next debate should not end at just the amendment, because if not, a time will come where you can have a certain Supreme Court who will agree with Akoto Ampah and his group, and then this law can be declared null and void, and then we'll come back to square one. But if we put this thing in our very constitution itself through a referendum, then I can assure you it can only be reviewed through the same referendum. And that maybe will happen in the next 1,000 years to come. Who knows? But clearly not bound to happen in our system. Again, I would also call on our good president, the president of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Addo, to own this bill and ask the Attorney General to take on this bill, because some members of parliament says that it will have some financial implication on the state. And let the state present this bill to parliament and get this bill passed, because society cannot exist in vacuum where there's no set of rules governs how we want to operate. And as a country and as a people, we have a right to give unto ourselves a set of laws on how we want to live and how we want to be governed. And so I'm calling on the president. I know he's a listening president. I'm calling on him to, as a listening president, listen to the cries of the people and let the state take on this bill, put it before parliament, and get parliament to pass it. And again, not end it there. If possible, we had a regional reassignment recently. Don't forget that regional reassignment where our 10 regions were redemarcated through a constitutional review. The same thing can be done, and we can have an amendment through our constitution itself and get it passed through our constitution. So I would leave it there and let our co-panelists, Reverend, also come in. You need something.
All right. Thank you so much, Kojo, for those interesting submissions as well. So we've listened to two views from two of our panelists, and then we have Reverend Michael Kwekudako on the line as well. So he would speak to us on the spiritual aspect of this entire LGBTQ plus issue or debate. So that you are welcome once again to Empowerment Our Show.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I hope you can now hear me.
Yes, please.
Okay. We thank God. As a pastor.
So that please want to first of all ask you, with regards to this sudden uprise of issues, relating to LGBTQIA+. What exactly does scriptures or the person we follow as Christians, as Jesus Christ, say about this whole sexuality issue and marriage in general? Any biblical references?
Okay. Thank you so much, Onyewa. That's very important discussion. And I believe what we are talking about and we are dealing now, LGBT, is an insult to God. It's an insult. And this thing is challenging the integrity of God. Right from the onset, God gave Adam law. In the Garden of Eden, God gave a man freedom to do whatever he wants to do. But God put something there, the tree of knowledge. And God said, as for this one, don't touch it. There was a law. And I want everybody to know, whether you are a Christian, whether you are a Muslim, whosoever you are, this world belongs to somebody. The world belongs to God. The one who created the world say, I hate it. I hate it. I don't want it. This thing we are talking about is not just a sin, it's abomination. When we talk about abomination, abomination is the higher level of sin. Before God, what we are dealing about is abomination. Now, let me read from Matthew 24. Matthew 24:15. Bible said, therefore, when you see the abomination of desolation spoken of by the Daniel the prophet standing in the holy place, whoever read, let him understand. All this thing we are hearing, devil is knocking. He wants to enter. Devil wants to enter and he wants to dominate the world. But I want everybody to know that the one who created his word has said, I don't want this. So Christians and the word, we have to obey God. In the book of Acts 4, Peter said we have to obey God rather than men. Maybe the constitution of Ghana may accept it, but Christians will never accept it. And I know the constitution, we are not going to accept it. The first speaker said something, and then I was laughing. You know, those who smoke Indian hemp in Ghana, they are smoking, but it's not legal, but they are doing it. Those who are prostitution, it's not legal, but they are doing it. I know we can't stop this entirely, but we shouldn't accept it. Ghana, we shouldn't accept it. We shouldn't accept it at all. I know people will keep on doing it because right from the book of Genesis, people were doing it. Men were sleeping with men. So God told Moses in the book of Leviticus, let me read it to our hearers. The book of Leviticus 19:8. Let me read Leviticus 18, right? 18, verse 22. God says something. We have to obey God rather than men. Men are not creators. God created you and I. And he said, I don't want this, I don't want that. But we want to go before God. But let's hear what God said concerning what we are discussing. Leviticus 18:22. You shall not lie with a male as with a woman. It is an abomination. It is an abomination. A man sleeping with a man, God said it is an abomination. The people in Sodom and Gomorrah, they practiced the same thing and God destroyed them. God destroyed the city. And this is what people wanted to happen in our nation. Sometimes I wonder how some scholars are saying we should allow this. And this is very dangerous. Look at the health issues. Even the second speaker, Mr. Ban, I like what he said. Now, even if you don't want to go to heaven, look at your health. Practicing this, a man, you are going to put a pampers. Now, very soon, there will be some sickness. There can never be a solution to it. So if God said we shouldn't do it, why should we force ourselves to allow the devil to enter into us and to practice this? This is against the law, against the Bible. And thank God in Africa, especially Ghana, the Christian, we are disagree with them. Muslim, we are disagree with them. Traditionalists, we are disagree with them. And we are the largest population in the nation. And the people, we are saying that, no, this cannot be happening in our nation. But still, people are encouraging it. Please, we must be very careful what we are doing, because people have done it before and it was a disaster. I was reading the Bible where the angels visited Lot, and the men in the cities went to the house of Lot and say, the men who has come to you, bring them out. We want to sleep with them. Lord said to them, I have 2 daughters. I want to give them to you. Just sleep with my daughters. They say, no, we don't want to sleep with women. We want men. Now, how can this be? How can it's not acceptable? It's not acceptable. So to me, we don't need to encourage it at all. We don't need to encourage it. I know we can't stop everyone not doing it. They will do it secretly because they were doing it. But it can't be like the way people want it to be legalized, that they can do it, they have their right. I was telling people that if these people are asking their right, very soon armed robbers will ask for their right. Somebody will take a gun and kill you, take your money, and tell you, this is my right. I don't have a job. I'm hungry. I need money. So I kill you. I take your money. Then the man who said, I'll kill you, I'll take your money, is not working. In other words, he has a point. What about that man? So we don't need to encourage this thing at all. A man should not sleep with a man, and a woman should not sleep with the woman. That is what Bible has told us, and that is what we have to obey. We have to obey God rather than men. So this is my point of this. It can be encouraged, and we don't need to encourage it at all. We have to stay and live as a Christian. We have to stay and live as African. We have to stay and live as Ghanaians. Ghanaians, our laws, our cultures don't allow us to practice this. And Christians, the Bible doesn't allow us to practice this. And I want everybody to know, Bible is the oldest book in the world. Bible is the oldest book in the world. The only book that will tell you how God created heaven and earth. And the same book is telling us man should not marry man. Woman should not marry woman. But people say, no, we will do it. We are going against the law of God. There will be punishment. And I want everybody to know that Bible says it is appointed unto man to die once, and after this to face judgment. No matter what we are doing, I want us to know that there is a judgment ahead of us. How can a man sleep with a man where the Holy Book is telling us we shouldn't do it? We can't entertain this, and this is not acceptable. We have to live the way God wants us to live. We have to live as a citizen. The law in our country, the culture in our country is against it. So we have to live according to our laws and according to the word of God. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Daddy. I would want to ask a follow-up question. What is the role of the church in tackling this issue? What role does the church have to play in tackling this?
Oh, okay, thank you so much. You know, if you read Proverbs 22 verse 6, Bible says, train up a child the way he should go, and when he is old, he will never depart from it. So Christian, the pastors and the churches, we are doing our possible best to bring the people up in the godly way. We are bringing them up in the godly way. Let me read something from 1 Corinthians chapter 6. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 19 to 20. We are preaching this every day. We are teaching it in the church. I believe every pastor is, and every church, we are doing our possible best to teach the people the right way. 1 Corinthians 6, 19 to 20. I want everybody to hear this scripture very well. Or do you not know that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit, who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not of your own. Bible said your body that you claim, that is my body, I own my body. Bible said it doesn't belong to you. You are not of your own. You are not of your own, for you were bought at a price. Therefore glorify God in your body. Your body, you have to glorify God with your body. Your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost. And the church, we are preaching this every day, every night. And the church is doing everything possible. And I want everybody to know that the church has done well. This thing has been introduced long ago. But because of the church, because of the preaching, because of the teaching, this thing is not coming up. But now they want to enforce it. But I know it will not ever work. It will never work. I want us to know that your body, my body, belongs to God. If you destroy the body of God, God will one day destroy you. The body that you say, this is my body, this is my right. You have the right, but God said your body belongs to him. So that is what the church, we are teaching the congregation. We are teaching everyone that the body that you think is yours, you want to use it in gay, lesbianism, and whatever. Bible says your body doesn't belong to you. It belongs to God. And I want the Christian to stand up. Paul says something, that I am not ashamed of the gospel, because it is the power unto salvation. No Christian should be ashamed of this. If you are a Christian, just speak against it. God against it. We can't entertain it. No matter what you say, Bible is against it, and we can never do anything against about it. As long as
Okay, unfortunately, we lost Reverend Michael Kwekudakon. I'm sure we'll pick him up just when his network comes back. So I would want to proceed with a short commercial break, and then we'll be right back. If we can go on a commercial break.
From Funanefia could be say 1 pemena make us say, Miss Munimosunamon Tamasunamunti, Makopi a inner word of God building construction company. So, and you inner word of God building construction company. So, Shay Yasinam Yajumana Shena o Diakoso, Minia, a Batain Siamudia, Sumuda, near Bama, a dear now Pese Yamau, building works, who probably obey carpentry amount. POP, metal waves, tiling, electricals, aluminium, fabrication, anal plumbing, bra, near Besum was said you wisi penwo, said you wisi penny bia, ya bayama, yet see uncle for any when yamisrum, or munchi windio, no munya basabasanso. And now penny ama ube to me dear siwudine, to set building blocks, stones, sand, quarry dust, pavement blocks, and as a wood, Branian Somo, and when Yamisuro, and in Yamisumu, share, and come a minian woman on it. So, but now, what my year, you now discover mania busia for, see near Japadiamount. Now, Beba no way, and said you will see penwo. I am there, Yabibre. It's not Mr. Found who bepo a inner word of God building construction company. So, I yet free inner word of God ministry international. A sorry, upper yem reme beboy and yapotne brem. Minia, nature say, and yen na there be near the nam, and yamisurum, and yamisuro quanso, and ya day baba somo. Bet me we are cra and answer Ashalibuchi and answer for a number way 0242 515735 0242 515735 and answer 0203 755 066 0203 755 066 Frey near Masumu I want no quarry mu medawase.
All right, yeah, welcome back from the quick commercial break. We are speaking on the issues relating to LGBTQIA. That's an overview of this issue, taking a look at various perspectives. All right, so I would be sharing some credits very soon, and then the fastest finger would win. I'll be sharing some Vodafone and then Airtel Tigo credits. Unfortunately, MTN has stopped printing scratch cards. So for those people who use MTN, would share MTN mobile money transfer or credits to them. That's our top sharers and then also our top viewers. So before I share the credits, get your phones ready. I would want to read some comments as you get your phones ready for the fastest finger to win the credit for this week. So kindly project the comments. Okay, this is from Love Mimi, and she says, God bless you, Daddy, well said. All right. Gideon Teria says, thank you, Daddy, well said. Eunice Ashon comes in to say, according to recent population census in Ghana, women are more than men. So now some women will not get men to marry them. And the few men too we have left have decided to marry themselves. And instead of we, the women, to go on demonstration, they are also practicing lesbianism. God save us. God have mercy on us. Nanaya Amasan Boafo comes in to say, my brother Kojoban, you've made it clear this LGBTQIA plus is not our culture, even here in Germany and Europe at large. Reasonable people don't cherish it because it has been legalized by the law. The consequences of, because it has been legalized by the law, the consequences of those practicing it is terrible. Say no to LGBTQIA plus. Kwekwadi comes in to say it is President Mahamad's party that is championing the bill in Parliament. Mr. Dankwa should acknowledge that. I don't know if you come in with a rebuttal though. Okay, Ashlam the Zionist comes in with a comment, but unfortunately I cannot see it. Jatsi Joe says, great discussion. I'm really being enlightened on this issue. Kudos. Thank you, Jatsi. That's what we seek to achieve on Empowerment Our Show, to empower and enlighten people. Patience Darko, our ardent follower, comes in with a message. And she says, Ohenewa and your team, greetings today. Today your discussion is on another level. You guys are doing well. I'm watching you from Hamburg, Germany. I saw quite a number of comments. Okay, John Baptist now says, Mr. Balfour, I agree with you to a large extent, but the promotion of it is so concerning as an independent nation like Ghana. The gullibility of a Ghanaian is crucial to consider here. I heard there is no gay rights. There's no gay gene yet. So please, let's discuss without tainted emotions. James Edusei Poku Jr. comes in to say, watching you live. Thank you, James. I saw a few more comments. Kingsley Kwapon says, watching you live from the States. We don't have to accept this in our society, please. Thank you so much. Kwekwadi comes in again to say, welcome, lawyer Balfour Ajiman. Patrick Yao Swansea, he says, watching you live from Bremen Isikuma. We've had a lot of people watching us today across the globe and even across every corner in Ghana. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Ima Adiza also says, watching you live. Thank you, Ima Adiza. Evans Kwejo Afo says, great one. We appreciate Kwejo. All right, so these are the comments we've received so far. I would want to quickly go on with the sharing of the credit. And so kindly get your phones ready. I'm starting with Vodafone. But then before I proceed to share the credit, this credit sharing is being sponsored by Inner Word of God Ministry International Building Construction Company Limited. They are located at Accra, Ashaleboche, Shrahadam, and they are experts in building work, carpentry, POP, metal work, aluminium, fabrication, plumbing, etc. And then they supply building materials such as building blocks, stones, sand, quarry dust, pavement blocks, wood, etc. And the person in charge of this, or the CEO of this company, or the founder of this church, is in the person of Apostle Stephen O. Amwako. And you can reach out to him on 0242 515 735 or on 020-3755-066. So thank you so much, Apostle Stephen Amwako, for supporting this program with these scratch cards. So I would proceed with the fastest finger. So Vodafone, *134*. *134*. I'm mentioning the numbers. 01009963027014, followed by the hash key. If you win the credit, kindly comment in the comment section so that we know that that particular scratch card has been exhausted. So I'm repeating the number. *134*01009963027014, followed by the hash key. I'm going on to Airtel Tigo. *134*. 42628724 91715795, followed by the hash key. *134 *4262872491715795, followed by the hash key. I'm moving on to another Vodafone scratch card, and it's *134 *48997994126903, followed by the hash key. I repeat, *134 *48997994126903, followed by the hash key. I'm moving on to Airtel Tigo. *134 *4191163571758841, followed by the hash key. *134 *4191163571758841. I'm going on with one more Airtel Tigo. *134 *48468058211448, followed by the hash key. I repeat, *134 *48468058211448, followed by the hash key. If you want any of these credit, kindly comment in the comment section. All right, so since we are done with that, we would move on to take the final words from our panelists. But then before that, my producer, if you can kindly share the flyer regarding the program ahead of us. If you can kindly share the flyer. After which we will take the final words from our panelists. All right, so hooray! Ebenezer, thus far has the Lord brought us. This flyer is from Rescue Gospel Chapel International Revival Center, and we just spoke to Reverend Michael Kwekudako, who leads or who is the head pastor of Rescue Gospel Chapel International Revival Center. Okay, so Revival Center of the Rescue Gospel Chapel International is celebrating 8 years of God's perfection. 8 years of God's perfection. And we are having a program that's on the 25th to 29th of October, 2021. It starts on Monday and ends on Friday, and then we'll continue on Sunday, that's 31st October, 2021. So the program starts from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. from Monday to Friday, and on Sunday, it commences at 9 a.m. The venue is Revival Center, and it's located at Odoko Buzia, opposite the Old Roman Catholic Church. For further enquiries, kindly contact 0244 965 375 or 0274 965 375. It's going to be an explosive and Christ-filled and Christ-centered program, and you cannot miss it. The theme is going to be the God of perfection, and the scripture backing it is Psalm 138 verse 8, the God of perfection. So join us on 25th to 29th, as well as 31st October, to experience the perfection of God in your life. Thank you so much. We would want to continue with the discussion, and then we would call it a night. So I would want to take the final words of all our panelists. I would start with Mr. Bafo Ajiman Frimpong. A quick summary of what you have to say in just about 2 minutes, please. Mr. Bafajiman, please, your microphone is muted. Can you kindly unmute it so we can hear you?
That's fine. Thank you so much. We are in the world 2021. This is not the world 1641. You know, we, the people of Ghana, can choose to belong to the world of 2021 and aspire things great for ourselves, for our children, get them to be competitive and to live and enjoy life. Or we can have a Taliban-style country where it is controlled and ruled by people's, what they call value, religion, whatever. And then, also exist. After all, Afghanistan is there. They recently chucked every woman out of school because apparently their religion doesn't want that. That's fine. I'm not here to talk about religion. I'm here to talk about a person who is also a person like me, who is being hounded and hunted and being made to feel suicidal, all because somebody don't like him. That is my concern. Now, this world, there is something about this world. If you want to kill a dog, all what you do is you give it a bad name, say bad things about it, and then hang it and kill it. So, somebody's promoting it, somebody's doing it, somebody's bringing it there. The white people are bringing. Look, the gays that I know when I was in Ghana, that was when I was little, they had no friend that was white. They probably have never spoken to a white person before, and they were gay. They were born with that. Okay? We should grow up. There is nobody sitting somewhere who has interest that everybody in Ghana become gay. Nobody has that time. What we are saying is, our friends, brothers, sisters, Ghanaians such as me and everyone else are gay. And they are. They didn't learn it. They were born like that. Okay? We need to make them feel as Ghanaians. I know religion is about two things: black or white, bad or good, hell or heaven. That's it. That's religion. That's fine. I salute it and I like it. After all, we all have foundations in it, so it's fine. However, if you put that thing aside, I am a human. I wouldn't want somebody to feel suicidal because of the way I treat that person. Whether the person is a sinner or is a righteous person, no. If somebody is gay, he is gay. And if somebody is gay, I will treat the person just like myself. If you decide not to, and you round them up, put them in the Teshin Nungwa range, wherever, and shoot all of them, and that is what you call values, do it. But the world would always rescue somebody who is oppressed. I have to remind you. The world will always rescue someone who is being oppressed. So if you see the rescue of people that are being oppressed as promoting gay, so be it. We are not. No one is promoting it. We just want to rescue the oppression that they have to go through, the life that people are, so the cruelty. Why do you arrest somebody and put a person in prison for 5 years because he's gay? Does that make sense? What's the sense in it? Two men doing whatever they want to do, consenting to do whatever they want to do. This is two men. If you say to me, we cannot give a marriage certificate, whatever, of course we should not do that. I won't support that we should be giving marriage certificate to men and men that want to marry. We should recognize that sort of thing. I don't think we cannot go that far. And even if Ghana want to do that, I will not say, no, I won't do it, and therefore I would militantly arrest people and kill them and take them to the chief's house and slaughter sheep and then pour over their head. And the Bible people will come in. God said we should kill them, and therefore let us kill them. No. Please, gay people are gay. If you are not gay, you are not gay. And therefore probably you don't understand what they go through. I am not gay, so I probably don't understand what they go through. But people are passionately are. The argument of they are ill and they bring diseases and that sort of thing, of course, yes, it may be true, or it is true. Apateshi cause more problems in Ghana than gay. Apateshi is sold on the street. and people patronize it daily. Pragya, Okada, and all this kill more people in Ghana than gay. It made more people. People become, people suffer so much injuries, disability, and so on, lifelong sometimes. Okada and this, whatever, and then bad driving and bad rules and corruption and this, than gay. If Ghana has something to worry about, we should look at the rest of the world. While the rest of the world is discussing post-COVID economic growth, supply chain around the world, getting up to Christmas, this, that. Some are even talking about going to space. We in Ghana are talking about 1453 Taliban laws that say that we should arrest all people that are gay and then imprison them and stop women going to church and this and that because somebody is promoting it. No one is in Ghana. I have never seen anybody come to Ghana to come and promote gay. I've never seen one before. I've never seen one. And the people that says that people coming there to promote it, do they have an example? We can all speculate. Yes, we can speculate. But do we have an example? White people are coming to Ghana to cause people to become gay. Do we have an example? We don't. If you are gay, you are gay. If you are not gay, you are not gay. It is a sin. I understand. The Bible people will tell you it's a sin. I understand. But I'm not talking about sin or whatever here. What I'm talking about is the right of people to feel like human. Let people live their lives, and when they die and go to hell, let them go. After all, if Jesus was here, if Jesus Christ was here, I'm not here to preach. I don't do that, especially, publicly. However, I'm sure if Jesus Christ was here, he would take my position. He would not say, hunt gay people and kill them. I don't think Jesus would do that. I don't think Jesus would say, oh, arrest all of them and imprison them. I don't think he would do that. He would tell you, let them be. Because when you were trying to stone women for adultery and whatever, Jesus said, well, if you've not sinned before, go ahead. And all of you stopped. All of you have something that, do something that one or two ways is wrong. Why gay? And in Ghana, when you say gay, it unites the people for some reasons. All of them will come together and hunt them. We have Muslims, Christians coming together. We have SDA, apostolic people that normally won't talk to each other. As soon as you mention the word gay, all of them will unite and hunt them. I think there is something about gay that we should cherish. It helps unite the people. Let us, leave them alone. Help them. If they are ill, people have all sort of lives that cause them to be ill. The food we eat make us ill, okay? But I'm not here to discuss that. The health people will do that. What I'm here to talk about is the right of everyone, the right of everybody. If the government of Ghana say he want to close down a church, a Pentecost church or a mosque or whatever, I'll be the first person to protest against it because I want people to be able to worship freely. At the same time, I want everybody to be free, including our friends, brothers, sisters that are gay. And therefore, I stand up for it. I support them. I don't like what they do, but I don't like hunting them for political gains. The president, I'll take just one more minute and I'll be done. Now, the president is a little bit quiet on this. Former president is a little bit quiet on this. Okay? For good reasons. They know how, they've seen the world before. They know that you cannot suppress minority people in our country, in your country, and still be part of the international community. That's why they are quiet. If you want to suck them into this, okay, I hope Sam George declared that he wants to be the president of Ghana. He will win hands down because of gay issue, but as soon as he finishes, he has Ghana to run. And Ghana, you have to go to the IMF. You probably need to talk to the British. You probably need to talk to, unless you want to form alliance with Taliban. The Taliban leadership will probably agree with you and say, oh yeah, we help you and that sort of thing. That's fine. But our Ghana belongs to us. It doesn't belong to them alone. It belongs to all of us. And some of us are gay. There are some Ghanaians that are gay. They deserve their freedom. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bafo Ajeman, for your views. You've also made your perspective and your views known to the people and to our listeners. We appreciate greatly. I would want to take that of Kojoba, and then finally we'll take that of Reverend Michael Kwekudakon.
Thank you, Henewa.
Thank you, Kojo.
I am astonished. I don't even know what to begin from. Our co-panelist has said a lot. To begin with, what I want to say is that the people in Ghana are very welcoming and they are loving people. They don't hate gays. They are not asking for gays to be killed. They are not asking for gays to be hanged. No. They are saying that there's a set of values that we as Ghanaians, per our cultural values and norms, we have a number of tribes in Ghana, and you cannot even name one single tribe of all the tribes in Ghana that support this activity. So our very fiber as a people do not support this. CDD did a research, and you have some professors from CDD who are in support of and for this LGBT thing, Professor Prempe, as we all know. And their research indicated that just 7% of Ghanaian population are tolerant of just the view of gay. It's not as if they support, they are tolerant. That is to tell you 93% of the Ghanaian society are not tolerant of that view. Our constitution, Republic of Ghana constitution that was promulgated in 1992 constitution, was supported by between 92 to 93% of the Ghanaian population. That should tell you that there's very large majority of the Ghanaian population don't want this. And so what are laws? Laws are a set of rules that are made, like I said earlier, to govern the operations of a society, a group. And so we as Ghanaian people gave unto us a certain constitution. We can always review that constitution. I've made that point, so I won't even belabor that. I'll come back to our co-panelist. He said that Ghanaians are chasing these people out, and we say we don't want them. We are not saying that. The very law which he refers to is saying that if somebody unfortunately finds himself or herself in that act, and the person admits that this is a psychological problem, it's a problem, we want to help the person through counseling, through a lot of processes to come out. But if you take a careful look at the law that's been brought before Parliament, the part it is tackling the most is the advocacy and the deliberate push by people who are non-Ghanaians. And I'll say people who are non-Ghanaians because, like I said earlier, in a meeting we had just some few years back, I was told that this issue is a low-hanging fruit. If you know what a low-hanging fruit is, it means it's an issue you can easily make a lot of wealth from. Just take it on, whether you believe it or not, whether you believe in it or not. That's how come I'm not surprised if people say people who are promoting it today are taking huge fat checks from backdoor, and pocketing it. I'm not surprised because I could have made a lot of millions sitting here, but myself and my group decided not to. And again, there are people within my groups who wanted to consider the option, but they looked at what could be the consequence after all. If I go and promote this for this money, will we have so much consequence such that the disgrace, the embarrassment that comes to me with this is too expensive in comparison with the money I want to take? Now, coming back to him and the international community and how Ghana cannot survive in it. Look, Ghana is not the only country which is promoting. It's not the first country to promote a legislation to ban this thing. Nigeria has done it. A number of countries have done them. What has happened to them? They still live. Those countries are still existing. Why? The question I want to ask my co-panelists, Saudi Arabia and a number of these Arabian countries. As a matter of fact, Saudi Arabia is a close ally and friend of the United States of America. The foremost country, which is the lead country in the promotion of this act. Have Saudi Arabia been banned? Have Saudi Arabia been sanctioned? Sometimes the promoters of this unfortunate act want to go to the extreme of things. Afghanistan is a failed state. Why are they not using countries like Saudi Arabia and the countries which are friends with the United States of America and the Western world and yet do not support this act and the Western world dare not even bring the subject before them. I think that the problem we as Africans have had, okay, large majority of Africans, I won't say all of Africans, because in South Africa, the intrusion of the Western world there is crazy, and so I wouldn't even say the whole of Africa. So let me limit myself to Ghana to be safe. Is that we have not been firm enough. We have not been absolute. If we had been firm enough and absolute, and sometimes we do so much debate back and forth on issues, and we keep too long on issues. I think we should just take a firm, absolute stand, proceed, get this law passed, and we'll be fine as a country. And I'll use this opportunity. I saw one of your people who commented said, "Mr. Danko, who are promoting this bill from former President Mohammed's party, acknowledge them." Of course, I want to acknowledge Sam George. He's doing such a great work. I mean, he was recently anointed by one of our great pastors in the country. I think he's doing a great work. We want to urge him on. We want to congratulate all the MPs, including Reverend Fojo and Tim Fojo, for the great work they are doing for the country. We are behind them. They should be resolute and they should keep pushing this cause. But you see, there's nothing human right about this. What is human right about somebody's sexual desires? There's nothing human right about somebody's sexual desire. That if we want to hound, our co-panelists will say, we want to hound out all the people who are minority. Who is hounding out minority group? Nobody is hounding. Ghana is a very tolerant country. Nobody is hounding out minority group. What we are saying is that as a country, we have a set of norms, cultural values that governs our operation. Nobody, as a matter of fact, can go and tell United States of America how they should govern their state. And it's funny if you know how agenda setting works, okay? If you know how agenda setting works, some of these very powerful countries, go about putting up agenda. This is what we want to do. Because they have so much power, so much influence, so much money, they get smaller states to work. And from our very basic foundation, from student politics all the way to national politics. And where we were back in the day, some influential figures in the student political setting before we graduated. We could sit behind the scenes and set agenda. And the general student population want a certain thing to a certain way. But because we have set the agenda, we sort of impose our will on the whole people when the people want something else. And these things, I tell you, as somebody I'm not proud of it, who set agenda before and has, pushed agenda to go through before. I tell you that it happens because the people allow it to happen. But if the people had come together with one voice and gotten leadership and they had pushed and gone to every extent, I am telling you, we would have failed miserably and would have run away from the very positions we stood for. We succeeded because people said, "Oh, they threw in the town. Oh, there's nothing we can do. It's a powerful force beyond our will." And so we were also happy sitting where we're sitting comfortably. United States of America, the Afghanistan scenario he gave, actually thought that they could have had the embassy in Afghanistan when they took their soldiers out. But they didn't think things were going to, take them all by surprise. But when the pressure was beyond them, they moved the embassy and they had to stay in the airport and move their people. In Egypt, we saw the revolution, and we've seen all over the world, time in, time out. If the people come together and take a certain position, this is what we want. Even the biggest of pressures from the world cannot stop it. Nobody wants to hound out gays. And forgive him for my time. You gave my co-panelist so much time. He was promoting something that should be promoted in Ghana. So please allow me. I'm pleading with your producer, Mr. Adi. Please give me some more time. Let me wrap up. We have a country to govern. Ghana have so much problems. We admit. We have hospitals where people go and women don't even have, women are going to give birth, don't have beds to sleep on and all that. We know. It is the reason why we don't want to compound our problems. Ghana is a sovereign state. The debate on sovereign state and international human rights law has been settled by and large. And it is clear that sovereign states are sovereign states. And so even at UN, when you sign out to conventions or whatever, it is for individual states to implement them. When Donald Trump came and said he wasn't going to, respect the Paris Climate Accord, and he was going to take the United States of America out. He did. As a matter of fact, by and large, it's only African state leaders who are mostly taking through the International Criminal Court of Justice. Have you ever seen the United States of American president being taken through the International Criminal Court of Justice? Because they don't really subject themselves to these international bodies, so to speak. And so Ghana as a sovereign state have a right to decide for themselves what they want to do. And we as a people have a right. Gay people, and I want to urge them wherever they are, we don't want to kill you. If for some reason, through monetary influence, through some influence from somebody, childhood or whatever, please come up. We won't kill you. Seek help. Speak to some people. They'll bring you to the right quarters. The state wants to offer help. The coalition wants to offer help. They need help. But we should not get to a point where we say, oh, these are normal, allow them. These are not normal acts, and it is not human rights. There's nothing human right about this issue. Let's call a spade and not a teaspoon. And I know you are a bit concerned because of your time. Please, producer, please, can you extend her time for her? Pastor will come in pretty soon. I saw that in your face. And so there's nothing human right about these issues, please. Let's call a spade and not a teaspoon. We don't want to kill gay people. Gay people should own up, come, seek help. The laws that is being led by Sam George, a bill that's been presented before Parliament. They don't intend to kill gays. They are saying that if you are a hardline gay person, they want to do gay, you go in, stay there for as much as 5 years. And I'm particularly in support of the part that says that we should stop the promotion, the advocacy for it, because that's where the biggest problem lies. As we speak, like our panelist said, the one single thing he said, I agree with him, is that the people who are doing these things in our country is a very minute, tiny fraction. But the rate at which they are going with the money and with the poverty in our system, okay, if care is not taken, the whole country will be taken by surprise. We can't stand it. He talked about the Western world. I mean, Germany, speaking to you from Germany, the level of poverty here is low, and it's advised, and it's known. And so somebody wants to do it, the person wants to do it because he wants to do it, But in Ghana, people are promoting it and are pushing it with money. I'm not proud to say that people get involved with other women for, natural whatever with money. And so if people want to bring money and push this thing, they can easily have their way in a part of the world. And so we must put a stop. And so that's how come we are saying enough is enough. We don't have to allow it proceed further. There must be a law. We must ban it. We must stop it right now before it proceeds further. On this note, producer, I'll grant your wish and allow you to have Pastor comes in. Pastor should come in with the biblical parts and deal with the issue.
All right, thank you so much, Kojoba, for those submissions. Okay, so we would want to finally take the views of Reverend Michael Kwekudako, and then we'll call it a night. Daddy, please, I think your microphone is not muted. It's not unmuted, sorry. Daddy, can you kindly check the microphone sign and then unmute it? Okay, so as Daddy is working on it, let's read a few comments that have come through, and then we will take his final words. Okay, this is from Samoa Yins when he says, "Don't shatter, do all." So he's talking about Kojoba, that he's done all. And then Nana Boache Hagan says, "Thank you, Today Ghana News." Promo Africa says, "I'm enjoying the submission of Mr. Frimpong." VIS Ghana says, "Please next time bring back Mr. Balfour Ajiman Frimpong. The guy is good." Ashawn Steven Ask says, "More fire from Mr. Kojoba." Okay, and then another from Nana Boache Hagan. He comes in to say, "I got the first Vodafone credit. Tell Kojoba, Nana B from Eugene says, well done." Kojo, there's a message from Nana B from University of Ghana. He says, well done. I don't know if a few more. Okay, Samoa Yensu says, "I have one Vodafone, dear, 10 CDs. All right. Thank you, Sami. Akron Steven Ask comes in again and he says, "When driving, it is illegally unacceptable to drive through where it's pellucidly stated exit only and not entry. In the same way, the anus is for exit and not entry." This is from Akron. Agnes Bento says, "We are grateful." Thank you, Agnes. All right, so I'm sure Reverend Michael Kwekudakon's internet is back. All right, welcome, Reverend Dakon. Unfortunately, we are not getting him. If you can kindly check the mic and then unmute. Unfortunately, we cannot hear you speak. Okay, so let's go on a quick commercial break as he fixes it, and then we'll take his final words and call it a night.
musomfo na nefi akubisa wan pemena meka sei mesimu nyimosum na montamaso na montie makopi inner word of God building construction company so annual inner word of God building construction company so she yesi nyame adwuma na she na wo de akoso minua ebadan sie mu dia sumuda ne yabama edie na opese yenyema building works upobi obeye carpentry amount POP, metalworks, tiling, electricals, aluminium, fabrication, anal plumbing, bra, ni abesum we said you wisi penwo, said you wisi pen bia, ya beyama, ya titi yankofo ni wenya misrum, omunchi windio, no munya basabasanso, and now open yama ubetumi dia siwudan, to set building blocks, stones, sand, quarry dust, pavement blocks, anase wood branian somo ewo nyamesuro eni nyamesummu she enkoma menuanom amowa amanone se obetina wo maye adwuma na odiskabe mane abusuafo si enye japade ma na obeba na wanya ne se de wosipe no aya na eya bebre itina me se fa ho bebo eye inner word of God building construction company so aya ti free inner word of God ministry international asori a abaye mrei ma beboa ye ne yabotne ne brem minua ne kire se enye na da bi ne yedinam eyi nyamisurom eni nyamisuro kwanso eni yede ba abesomwo obetumenwu ye wa akra anase asharebochi anase frɛ number we 0242 515735 0242 515735 anase 0203 755 066 0203 755 066 Freye niya mesomo ewo no kware mu medawase.
All right, so welcome back from the quick commercial break. Let's see if Reverend Darko's internet is back, and then if not, I have a message I would want to also read, but then let's see if his microphone is back. Welcome, Reverend Michael Darko. Welcome back. Oops, unfortunately, it's not working. Let me read the wish I have here, and then when I'm done, we'll try once again to see if we can get him. Okay, so this is from Madame Patience Darko, and she wants to wish her daughter Emanuela Boedu good luck for a successful SHS examination completion. And she says she wishes her God's blessings and the best of luck. So this is from Madame Patience Darko to her daughter Emmanuel Boedu. All right. So I would want to, I don't know if it's back. Okay, if not, let me quickly take another advert, and then we would try once again to see if this would work. All right, if we can quickly go on a commercial break.
Turn my pit into a well, so the essence of my praise is centered on your grace. Adum, Adum, Wadum. I've been through a lot, but grace sustained me. My test is now a testimony. So the essence of my praise is centered on your.
Okay, so once again, we would want to take the opportunity to invite you all to the 8th-year celebration of God's perfection with Rescue Gospel Chapel International Revival Center. And the theme for the program is the God of Perfection. Our scripture for backing this is taken from Psalm 138, verse 8. This is the Next Level Program 2021. And our guest speakers will be Reverend Michael Kwekudakon, the head pastor of Revival Center, and then Reverend Dr. Peter Spio K. Eshen, and then Prophet Dr. Atta Asamoah. So this program is to be held on Monday 25th to Friday 29th of October, as well as 31st October 2021, which is a Sunday. And the program will commence at 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. from Monday to Friday, and 9 a.m. on Sunday. We'll be having song ministration from Revival Voices and Maxwell Aqua. The church is located at Odoko Buzia, opposite Old Roman Catholic Church. For enquiries, do not hesitate to contact the numbers below: 0244 965 375 or 0274 965 375. It's going to be a prophetic encounter, so do not miss out. You can also watch us on our Facebook platform, Rescue Gospel Chapel International Revival Center, or you can also come to our premise on the said date and then have a prophetic encounter with God. Thank you all so much. We would want to quickly take the final words of Reverend Michael Kwekudakon, and then we would call it a night.
You can hear me now.
Okay, Daddy, please, you may proceed.
Okay, we thank God so much, and I thank Mr. Ba and then first speaker. God bless you so much. You know, I myself as a pastor and as a Christian, we don't hate the gays and those lesbians. I don't hate them. I love them, but I hate what they practice. I hate what they practice. We have to love what God loves and hate what God hates. That is the answer. So I love them, but I hate their practices. But Bible says, what shall profit a man if he gain the whole world and forfeit his soul? Now, if you look at Genesis chapter 2, that was one of the scripture we have to know. Genesis chapter 2:24. Bible said, therefore, a man should leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife. A man should leave the mother and the father and join to his wife, not to a man to man, not a woman to woman. A man should join the wife so that they can produce. So that is what the God has said. That's the order of the day. So please, let's understand. It's my desire, whenever I met any gay or lesbian, I win them to Christ. I want them to be saved. I love them, but I hate their practice. And I know some of us, we have to encourage them to know the truth. They have to know the truth, and the truth shall make them free. So it is my prayer that we shouldn't encourage these things. We shouldn't encourage it at all. It's abomination to God. And this thing, whenever it enters into a nation, it brings destruction. We have to think about the future generation. We have to think about them. We have to think about our children. We don't need to encourage it. It is a time for us to know what is right. And people are saying they are right. They are right. Some rights are wrong. What we say is their right is wrong. So you can't be a man and get married to a man. You can't be a man say, I want to marry my friend, a man. A woman having an affair with a woman is not acceptable. So please, let's think about our salvation. Let's preach the gospel to them. Let's talk to them. If you know somebody in those acts, don't just hate the person. As the first speaker was saying, we want to kill them. No, nobody will kill them. We want them to be saved. We love them, but we hate their practice. So God bless you. God bless you. God bless you.
God bless you so much, Reverend Michael Kwekudakon. We love them, but we hate their practice. Thank you so much for those powerful words. Okay, so I saw a few more comments. Let me quickly read them, and then we would wrap up. Okay, Gideon Teria said, well said, Daddy. Agnes Bento, we are grateful. All right. I think I saw a few more. Rebecca Dako came in to say, I'm watching with you. Thank you so much, Mommy. That's the wife of Reverend Michael Kwekudako, and then she was live watching her husband as he made his submissions. God bless you, Mommy. Okay, so Kojoba has also sent a message, and he says, President Mahama and Nana Akufo-Addo should state their position on the bill before Parliament. All right, thank you so much, Kojo. I hope they get this message and do the needful. All right, so a very big thank you to all our audience, those who joined us tonight, those who joined us on Twitch via satellite in the Eastern European countries. You watched us on your TV sets, and we say we are very much grateful. Also, to those who joined us on our YouTube channel, we say we are very much grateful as well. And to our Facebook viewers as well, we appreciate you. Thank you all so much for tuning in to Empowerment Our Show. And we promise that as a company or as a media company, Today Ghana News TV, we will keep up to our vision of becoming the best TV for web programs. Okay, so thank you all so much. This is how we wrap up for tonight. It's been an amazing interaction. We appreciate all the views that have come. We appreciate all the comments that have come through. And we say, have a blissful weekend. See you same time next week at 6 p.m. on Today Ghana News TV. Have a lovely weekend. Bye.